part of the Earglue Media family of podcasts.
You're listening to the Cantina Cast, your home for thought-provoking Star Wars talk. Join Albert and Jonesy in breaking down the latest news, trailers, movies, and of course, your favorite characters from a galaxy far, far away.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this bonus episode of the Cantina Cast. I am your host, Mike. I know you probably expecting Albert's voice to come through the speakers here or on YouTube, because this is going to be on YouTube as well. But no, it's just me. I decided to do this bonus episode because it involves The Mandalorian, and some of you may know that I host a show that you can get on the Cantina Cast feed called Mando Monday. So I thought I'd get to try this anyway, just to experiment with some video on YouTube and doing these breaking news stories, so to speak, because last night we had some interesting news, and let's get to it right here. Here we go. Which is Boba Fett is returning, supposedly, by Tamara Morrison, who played the clones and Boba Fett and Jango Fett, really. Well, he didn't play Boba Fett. Daniel Logan played Boba Fett, but essentially it's all the same guy, really, at the end of the day, right? And this was broken down by Hollywood Reporter, it appears. So this happened last night, and of course we've had, and we haven't discussed this really on the Cantina Cast. I don't think Albert, myself, or any of the people that he had on the past couple of weeks discussed these rumors or anything like that, especially with Ahsoka, which we'll get into in a moment too, appearing in season 2. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about this because I mentioned last season when we're watching Mandalorian, I think it was episode 5, where we had the mysterious person with the spurs walking up to the dead body of I can't remember the character's name, but we heard the spurs and we all got an indication of that could be Boba Fett. I think Albert and Jonesy might have speculated that it could be Cad Bane as well. It was left, who knows? It could be either one or someone we don't even know. I think even Grand Moff Gideon was mentioned as well. It could be him. I don't think so. I think it was Fett. I leaned on that side. Most people disagreed with me. Some people did agree with me, but I don't know how. And what I voiced back then when I did that episode of Mando Monday was, I'm not sure how I feel about bringing Boba Fett into the fold, because doesn't this technically take away from Din Djarin's character, the Mandalorian? Like, we want to focus on him. We don't want to bring in all these characters that have been around. We don't want to bring in these legacy characters, I guess you could call them, like Ahsoka. I don't think Ahsoka detracts as much, but I'll get into that in a minute. But Boba Fett kind of does. He's like that dark shadow that looms over everything with the Mandalorian and the Mandalorians in general. Although they pulled it off in the Clone Wars, right? With Bo-Katan, Gar Saxon, and so forth, with all those Mandalorians there. You don't really think of Boba Fett all that much because he is not a Mandalorian. So I don't know. Is this a good thing, a bad thing? Will it detract? Now, what I do like is if this is Boba Fett coming into the fold, is he going to be a background character like I hate to use this reference because I wasn't big on the Emperor coming back in the sequel trilogy there, but if he's in the background kind of hunting down our Mandalorian just to see who the heck he is, right? Like, kind of taking a look and seeing what's going on, tracking him down, hunting him down, and maybe at some point they'll cross paths and they'll have a showdown or something, and maybe that's how it goes. Maybe like the series finale, they end up meeting in that final season or something, and they have this showdown. I'm not sure how this plays out or why we would even go this route. So to me, I'm open to it. It's not a bad thing. It could be a good thing. It could be what the series needs to inject more mystery and drama into the fold. Because now we're with the child and we're going around trying to figure out where to put the child or where to leave him, and of course that brings us into Ahsoka and everything. So I'm curious where. All right, well let's get into Ahsoka here for a minute. So this was broke a while ago. I would say just before, maybe even before the Clone Wars season 7 came about. Like just before that, this was broke that Rosario Dawson was going to play Ahsoka Tano, and I have to admit, this seems logical in a sense, more so than the Boba Fett. Like, this doesn't bother me as much because Ahsoka, and I even hinted that at the end of season in season 1 that she would actually show up. She would be the one that puts the blades through the droid's guts there, if you will, and saves the Mandalorian, and it was going to be Ahsoka, but that turned out to be not the case. So I'm not surprised if she would show up. This is something that Dave would bring her in the fold, and it makes kind of sense that either her or Luke or Ezra would be involved with finding where the child needs to go, because they're all the Force sensitive. Luke's the Jedi, Ahsoka, the former Jedi. Ezra, I don't know, is he a Jedi? Who the heck knows what he's doing? He's off into the wild space. We don't know where he is. Ahsoka is an interesting pick, and of course we've had rumors of Sabine being in this as well. If Ahsoka's there, you're going to have Sabine showing up. So, and I don't mind that either. That would be an interesting dynamic. I even hinted at Bo-Katan showing up, and it's rumors. There's a lot of rumors going on. Supposedly the cast has been leaked for season 2. I don't know. A lot of this I take with a little bit of grain of salt. The only reason I'm mentioning these two characters, Ahsoka and obviously Boba Fett or Rex, well, I'll get into that in a moment too, is that these are two characters that are very prominent and are in such high regard now. Sabine as well. She's a very popular character as well now. She's kind of one of those characters that's been growing on us. So all this kind of makes sense. I don't mind it so much when it's Sabine, and even Ezra. Even if Ezra showed up somehow, some way, that would be interesting as well. I don't think it'll happen here. But I'm curious where this is going to go. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think and of course Rosario Dawson's mentioned numerous times that she wanted to play Ahsoka, and it's funny. Maybe this was my mind playing tricks on me, but the series finale of the Clone Wars, and I'm looking at Ahsoka, her face looked very similar to Rosario. I don't know if Dave was hinting or if it's just me, like this stuff is in my head, so I'm projecting that on Ahsoka myself. I'm not sure. Do I think she's a good pick to play Ahsoka? Yeah, I don't think she's a pretty decent actress. I think she can do the physical part of it. I know we all have this. There was about a little bit of backlash when this happened that Ashley wasn't going to be playing Ahsoka because she's like Luke Skywalker. Like Ashley is Ahsoka and Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker. It's just like Harrison Ford is Han Solo and Carrie Fisher is Princess Leia. Similar situation here, but in order to see these characters come to life and progress and go in different routes, we kind of have to be opened up to, someone else playing the character. Now, when it comes to Luke Skywalker, I have a problem with that. Now, if they did bring Luke into this somehow, some way, I hope they have a de-aged Mark Hamill playing the character. I couldn't have I don't know, maybe have someone physically playing that, but Mark voicing it. I don't know how they could do it, but I mean, I would rather not see Mark or Luke in this at all. Ahsoka's a good choice. Maybe, Ahsoka goes off and later on an animated series and meets up with Luke with the child and all that stuff. That would tie in pretty cool. That would be nice. The only reason I mentioned Luke is because Luke is off running about searching for things right at this time, at this moment. So it would make sense he would show up, but it also makes sense. I mean, how would Ahsoka and say Bo and even Sabine get involved with this? Like, how would the Mandalorian get in touch with them and kind of go that way or that route? That's there's a lot of possibilities, a lot of interesting ways this could go and how they all meet. But again, there's been a whole bunch of other, just many other people have been mentioned to play other characters, as you see IMBD here with the list of the cast and everything. And I'm not going to get into that now on those. I just want to focus on these two. So I think I'll do a video on that as well at some point when we get more details, because there was a rumor about someone playing Sabine, and then there was a WWE star that was supposedly she was going to play a character as well. And then there was another character that was on the Shield, Chloe. I forget, Beckett, I think her last name is. I can't remember. Which is funny because when Shield came out and that was happening, and we were just getting into like the Force Awakens and everything, I said she would play a pretty cool Jaina Solo. So to see her coming in the fold is pretty cool. I'm actually excited about it. But back to Boba Fett here, or is he playing Rex? Now I'm going to address the Rex situation. I don't think he's going to play Rex because when you think about it genetically, Rex has had the age growth. So when we see Rex in Rebels and at the end of Return of the Jedi, and I don't think the trooper that's in Return of the Jedi, they call him Saint Nick there, is Rex. In my mind, it's not Rex, but if you think it's Rex, it's cool. It's kind of left ambiguous. So, if you want it that way, cool. If not, that's cool. I don't think he would play Rex because Rex at this point, so he was around what, 50? he looked 50. I mean, age-wise, he wasn't 50, but he looked about 50 then. If this is the case now, what is he, almost 60, 70? You got to think at this point, his body would be breaking down at this point, unless he found a way to stop the growth or slow it down. That would be interesting. Maybe even Ahsoka, when she did something in the finale with I'm one with the Force and messed with his head there. Maybe it slowed the growth or something. I don't know. I doubt it because we see him in Rebels and he's aged. He's got the beard and everything. But I don't think we'll see Rex. I am curious where Rex has gone since between the end of the Clone Wars to where we see him in Rebels, and even after. I'm curious what happens with him, because I'd imagine he would go off with Ahsoka. But then again, he wasn't with Ahsoka. I mean, the guy does deserve a retirement, right? Like, he deserves to go back with Wolf and Gregor and go fishing again with those giant worms. So I'm not sure. But in any case, that's going to do it for this bonus episode. Let me know if you guys want to see more of this kind of content, like on our YouTube and stuff. Of course, I'll do the audio version of this. I'll put it on the Cantina Cast feed and stuff. But I'm looking forward to doing some more content like this as we go forward, with trailers and stuff, kind of like an immediate reaction. And of course, this will be on our Airglue Media YouTube page as well, just a few days later. If you want to check it out over there, you want to go like and subscribe us over there too, because there'll be other kind of content, not just this. We do a round table where we kind of just get together and talk about everything and anything, and it's more adult oriented. So the Cantina Cast is more PG-13ish, if you will. But anyway, that's going to do it for me tonight, guys, or today. Let me know what you guys think. Is this good, bad? What do you guys make of this? Just get back to me. Let me know, and I will see you guys on the next one.
You're still listening? Wow, that's amazing. Well, I'm here to give you the disclaimer. Normally we do a big, long, drawn-out disclaimer thing saying what's what and who's what and all that other stuff, but I think you guys kind of know that Lucasfilm and Disney have no affiliation with us at all, and we have none with them. We talk about Star Wars, which is their property, and all that other good, fun stuff, but I think you can tell which is our stuff and which is their stuff. You can't? Well, then send a lawyer to send an email to me, and I'll be glad to chat with them. Other than that, you know what's what, so that's your disclaimer.